I just got back from LeadsCon, and a question that I heard over and over and over again that I want to explain to you today is what is the difference between A2P traffic and P2P traffic? Can I send messages on P2P as a business? Is A2P always this challenging to get approved for? And what really is the nuanced difference between the two? Hi, my name is Will Craig. I'm a co-founder of a company called Signal House. We are a messaging provider that can enable businesses to send text messages to their customers in a variety of different channels, as well as voice coming within the next few months. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the difference between A2P and P2P messaging. So A2P messaging, or application to person, just describes messaging from a software system to an individual's handset. This enables you to send a ton of volume from your CRM, your marketing platform, or whatever software system that you utilize through a process called A2P registration, where you are registering a brand or your business information and a campaign or your messaging use case. There are three main channels and one up and coming in the A2P space here in the United States. The first is 10DLC, or 10-digit long code. These are the phone numbers that we all know, where the first 3 digits correspond to a local area code within the United States. Toll free is the next one. This is where you have the XX, where it's 833-877. For the numbers that, if you're my age or older, you saw growing up on TV to call when someone was selling something on a commercial. Then you have short codes. This is your 5 to 6-digit codes that a business can use for super high volume text messages. You'll get this from specifically retail e-commerce. It's really where we see a lot of short codes, as well as public safety, but they're all different use cases as well where you can utilize a short code. All of these channels both have brand and campaign registration as part of the process to be able to send. Again, the brand information is just your business. They're verifying that you are who you say you are, so that when you're sending out a text message, you're not some individual that is a bad actor that's utilizing some business information that they just found online to send out text messages. So you have to go through that verification process. Campaigns, the messaging use case, whether or not it is, for example, customer support, marketing, account notification, appointment reminders, whatever that specific use case is, that is what is going on in the campaign. The carriers are reviewing your use case to make sure the description matches, that the message flow or how people opt in all is done in the right way. And as you go up from 10DLC to toll free to short code, you go up in the difficulty of being able to get registered. 10DLC is going to be the easiest to get registered. Toll free is going to be a little bit more challenging, especially now after they kind of shorted up with the 10DLC process. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, a little stricter. Toll free does run through the big red T, Twilio, and because of that, it is a little bit more challenging to get approved because it all runs through them. Short code, on the other hand, is going to be the most challenging to get approved. It also has the highest volume thresholds. You can send essentially unlimited volume on a short code. And the up-and-comer that I mentioned is RCS, Rich Communication Systems. It is the ability to send a branded message where you are getting the message from, for example, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Verizon, AT&T, etc. If you've gotten one of these, Ramp, if you're a business, if you've gotten one of these text messages where it says the business's name in the message itself, that is an RCS message. So let's talk about P2P and what the difference is between P2P traffic and A2P traffic. P2P is peer-to-peer. This is the same as if I am sending a text message to my friend, to my wife, to my parents, grandparents, etc., where I am using SMS rails. So technically not the same if you're using iMessage or WhatsApp. But if you are just using an SMS text message to communicate with someone, cell phone to cell phone, peer-to-peer, network to network, it always hops through a carrier network. That is peer-to-peer traffic. There are some businesses out there that you can use for peer-to-peer traffic. We actually have P2P failover on some of our routes that we've negotiated with some of our upstream MVNO partners. And if you have access to that, then you actually can use P2P traffic for business messaging as well. If you're interested in that use case, reach out to us. Typically, it's for if you are not able to get approved on the A2P side. So if you're sending affiliate marketing, for example, it's something that you can get approved for in P2P, and we are one of the only messaging providers out there that can get you connected for that. The volume limits are going to be a little bit less strict than they are on 10DLC, for example. You don't have to go through the business process of getting registered. Now, we do a KYC process for all these individuals to make sure there's no bad actors. These are still carrier networks that you're sending the messages through, and they still have to be clean messages with clean content, nothing illegal, no crypto, no scams, nothing like that. But if you're sending affiliate traffic, something like that, we can certainly power it through P2P as well. So I hope you learned something. If you did, reach out. Would love to have a conversation. Will@signalhouse.io is how you can reach me. Sales@signalhouse.io if you just want to talk to our team in general. And again, hope you learned something. Leave a thumbs up if you did, and have a good rest of your day.